guys. It's been a little while since there's been new makeup coming out as opposed to gift sets. Makeup that already exists, that are put into sets and sometimes actually produced for the holiday season. What do we have? We have NARS. So NARS has 3 new products. They have a blush, which I thought I had one of them, but they have the new liquid blush, and their liquid blushes used to come in a pump, and now they have a doe foot. They have a new color, which I think is called Afterglow. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't get that, and I probably should have, because it was unclear to me what the color would look like. But now in retrospect, I kind of regret that I didn't get that. But I did get another blush. So let's talk about the blush first, right? This is the Natasha Denona My Mini Dream Glow Blush. And it looks like this. So this is shimmer. This is a mid-tone. And this is a little bit darker. That's what they look like. And we'll do a little swatch-a-rooney. And there they are on the hand. When I saw this online, I thought this is going to be great neutral color. I don't know about you, but there are many times where I got the eyes going, I got the lips going, but I just don't know what to do for blush. And over the years, like you, I've had favorites. It used to be Natasha Denona Strawberry Shortcake, which I don't think is out anymore. More so in the spring and summer, which for us is most of here. Let's be honest. I live in Los Angeles. We don't get a lot of bone freezing weather, and we don't get a lot of that winter fall mood that so many of you are lucky enough to get. But that was one of my go-tos. And then a couple of years ago, Dior came out with a limited edition called Rose Dentelle. I think that's what it was called. Loved it. That was my go-to, but it was limited edition. I found that that one was neutral enough to wear with warm and cool, and I have a feeling that this is going to be my new neutral favorite. I wonder why it's a mini. Please make this big. But that's one of the things that we're going to be doing. Now this is the NARS Afterglow Irresistible palette, and when I saw this online, I felt that it was really warm. But then I looked closer, and I thought, you know what? I see some pinks in here. Here, look a little bit pinky. And this looks like it might be a palette that can go either way. So if you love the warms, this is it. But if you love the pinks, this could be it too. It's not the kind of rabbit eye pink. In fact, I would say that this pink reminds me of pink clay, where the warms remind me of terracotta, another clay, right? So yeah, I thought I'm going to give this a try. NARS has a lot of limited edition eyeshadow palettes. It feels like most of them are limited editions, but unlike Chanel or Dior, it's not like it's limited until it sells out, and sometimes it sells out in a month or maybe 2 months. With NARS, it's really a year. And someone had told me at the NARS desk that they release one every year. I don't know that that's entirely true, just once a year. Sometimes it feels like it's twice a year, and the last several palettes just didn't do it for me. I remember one in particular was red, deeply red, with red glitter. I'm just not, you know what I mean? Not. This could be very, very nice. So I ordered this, and then they have a new color in this lip product that I've never tried before. The Afterglow Sensual Shine lipstick. Sensual Shine, hard to say, in the color Aragon. I think there's 3 new colors, and I chose this one because I thought it would work well with the palette, and there it is right there. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to clean my hand, and we're going to do some swatches. I was talking to my friend Tamara from Tamara Timeless Beauty the other day, and she has never tried a NARS before, and I said, well, you know, their palettes are really nice. Their formulas are very consistent, unlike Natasha Denona, it seems to me anyway. They don't do changes with every palette, so you know what you're going to get. And I did shoot this the other day. I'm reshooting it because the lighting was somehow off. My camera was reading weird, and my face looked as white as a piece of paper, and I just thought it looked pretty strange. So I've already tried these, and I've swatched them, but I want to try to convey to you what I was saying when I first swatched these, when I first started working with these. And that is, 1, These mattes are super buttery. I'm just going to pull the colors that I perceive to be warm, which is these two, right here and right here. And even this one isn't too warm. Then I'm going to do this one and this one. These are on that pink clay side. And one's a shimmer and one's a matte. And even though I think the undertones are different, I think these will all play well together. So you can either do warm, do the pink, or you can do them together, which I think is what we're going to do. And let's do this one and this one. If you haven't been here before, I like to swatch by color instead of by row, so you can really get a good idea of what you have. That is very, very pretty. The problem with that is sometimes I get to a point where I can't remember what I swatched. Did I swatch this? Did I swatch that? Let's do this one and this brown and this one, which is kind of a copper. This brown, I love these kinds of shades. So there's the copper, and these are the browns, which are beautiful, beautiful browns. I love a brown, but I can't have a brown that's too red. I can't have a brown, you know what I mean? It's the little Goldilocks syndrome. And that's not everything. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I have, so there's 3 I haven't swatched. I am guessing those 3 might be this one, and I'm not going to swatch the cream. I'll swatch the cream. What I like about this cream is, one, that it's in the palette, because most people don't put creams in, and creams are so helpful if you are looking at a dark palette and you have lighter skin, because you can dip into, say, this to do transition, but it's too dark for you, but it's the right undertone, and dip into the cream back and forth. So I really appreciate that, and this is the color Story that we are working with. Kind of neutral warm, but not too warm. In fact, looking this way, that terracotta sometimes is a little bit more peach, not in the matte zone, but in the shimmer zone. So I already have my base on. This is a beautiful foundation. Unfortunately, I have 3 colors because NARS doesn't make a color for me. So today, I'm pretty sure I used 3 pumps of Deauville and 2 pumps of Santa Fe, and I think it's a really good match. I posted a review on this, and I'll put that up here sometime soon. And it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's just, you know, blending is a pain in the butt because some days you get the blend wrong. And then I went on with the Ciroc concealer under my eyes and on my eyelids, and then I powdered with the Kosas, and I did that all over the face because I knew I was going to go on with the blush as well. So there's my base, that's what's going on, and now we're going to go in. Like I said, I did shoot this before, and these are very pigmented. If you go in with something that is, well, I don't have it right in front of me, but something like this, the Revert 01, this is Goat, it's going to pick up even more, and you'll be blending for a lifetime if you have lighter skin like me. And I went in with this. This is, I believe, a Hakuhodo. Yes, it is. I have the brushes that I use all the time listed down below. This Hakuhodo is Squirrel, which is softer, doesn't pick up as much. And yet, it picked up a lot, and it was kind of a dramatic look that I didn't necessarily want, and I had to mess around with it. So what I'm going to do is, knowing what I know, I'm going to go in with this color here for transition. Look how it's just picking up. And then I'm going to go into the cream because I know that that is a little bit much. And just where the socket is. If I had more time, I would do a couple of looks for you. But, like I said, I've already shot this, and it's been pouring rain, so I couldn't reshoot it like I wanted to right away. And I just want to get this up because it's current and new. So I just did a little redipping in both colors. And now I'm going to just clean that brush off and make sure there's nothing else on it before I start to blend. So I just want to blend the edge up here so it's nice and soft. The edge that's closer to my brows. I haven't been using my brow serum lately, but I think it has kind of trained my brows to grow a little bit because they're looking kind of nice. The same could not be said about my eyelashes, which I also stopped using that serum, and my eyelashes are looking quite anemic. So this is a great transition shade for me when I mix it with the cream. And I think this is, it's nice having the experience of having shot a video already and knowing, this is kind of a problem, it's a little too much. That's the way to do it if you're my shade or lighter and you don't want a big dramatic look. I want to talk a little bit about these. These are their sparkle shades, and I'm going to show them on the finger again. And nobody else, I'm sure somebody else makes shades like these, but there's something about them that is so special. It's not a glitter, but it's a sparkle. So it's down a couple of notches, but it's not a metallic. It's just a really lovely, sophisticated way to go, and I often like to use that with my fingers. But I think what I'm going to do first is, brush is clean, I'm going to go back in with this cream, and this cream is satin. It's not a matte, and just put that inner corner to bring some lightness in, and on the lid, kind of really working that in on the inner corner to give me some highlight, because I didn't find that those shades, as beautiful as they are, have the right undertone for being right on the inner corner. Because there's a shift, it may look light, and then you put it on and you see a darkness. So this color is the color that will brighten up on the inner corner in a very subtle and sophisticated way. And if you want to, you can put a little bit here, not too into the shiny brow bone, but a teeny bit. Now I'm going to take this my Kitco brush. I want something small. I'm just going to do outer third, and I'm going to go in with this color, which is a satin, and it's in the same kind of pink clay zone. I think I'm going to bring this like halfway in. Really pretty color, and relates very nicely to the other color. Again, you can absolutely do a dramatic look with this palette. It's just that I don't really want to do a dramatic look. Now I think I want to go with this color right here. It's so pretty. I love this color. It reminds me, do you remember the Wanted palette from maybe 4 years ago? I love that palette. It had this kind of color in it that was just somehow magic. And it also had a green in it. And that color, I think, spring, summer, gorgeous. Or I could have just done a whole look around that color. So I'm just patting it on, but I'm not going to go too close. And do a little blend. You'll get more tension if you did an opposite color. You know what? Let's go in with that copper color. This one right here on the other side. I think it'll really bring a pop to my eye color especially. Yeah. Whew. I could go over. Let me just do a little blend here and do that on the other side. So these coppers, terracottas, do work really nicely with these pinks. And if you want a little tension, a little pop without a really big look, work these two colors in together next to each other. Super pretty. I feel like I like this side. There's always one side you like better than the other, right? I feel like I'm more hooded on this side. I don't know. Now this chocolate color right here is gorgeous. When I did this the other day, I used a pencil brush and I went right at the lash line, but it transferred immediately up here, which is actually, if you're hooded, this is a fantastic trick. Use something that transfers, because it's going to transfer exactly where your socket is. It may not transfer today. It may transfer today. We'll see. Either way, I'm fine with it. It'll be a little bit more dramatic look, and this is a Hakuhodo as well. This is the Hakuhodo pencil brush. I'm just going by the lash line. But it's not really a liner because it's so much bigger than a liner. Whoops, and I just got some underneath. I did a better job on this side. This side, I just was a little more sloppy with it, as evidenced by getting it down here. But that really changes the look a lot. I feel like my eyes look open and alive. I need to clean up. There's nothing on this brush. Let's see if... No, makes it worse. I'm going to turn off the camera, do some mascara. I'm going to do, I put the date on it, my Charlotte Tilbury, because this is that brown color. I think it's called Dream something. And I think that'll be good. And then I'm going to line with this brown liner from Laura Geller. So I have two pencils from Laura Geller. I just feel like I need a little line in there. So let me clean up underneath, do my brows, do my mascara, and then we will come back and go on with the other goodies. So I think I fixed my framing. My lens is not a prime lens, which means I have a range, and I think it was too close to one thing and not close enough to another thing. So a little bit better. Now I recognize my look. This is a Suki brush, and what's so nice about it, it's a pinched ferrule. So I can go into a small space with this brush. I bought this because Lisa Eldridge used it, and I thought, well, if it's good enough for her, it's good enough for me. I'm going to go in like this and just try to pick up this center color, because I think this color is going to be fabulous on me. Just take off the excess, because I'm really into, as you know, this past year, if you've been here for a while, I was suddenly totally into a more neutral, less colorful blush. I don't know if that is going to be perceivable on camera, but in real life, this is a color that doesn't scream I'm wearing blush. And I want those kind of colors. It's also super neutral. It's not warm, it's not cool. It seems to run on the cool side, but it doesn't feel deadening, which cools can do for me. And I'm putting it high up, and it's just, you know, for the everyday, I want to look as good and youthful as I can without looking like the crazy old lady who's wearing too much makeup. It's like threading a needle. I love this color. Now, you can certainly mix it with the darker color, but I'm just going to wipe off this brush and do the darker color alone so you can see how that will work. You could have different tastes than I do, or darker skin, and this one has a little bit more pink in it. Again, just gonna take off on my hand, and I think I'm gonna kind of contour with it, just a little bit. So around the cheekbone, and then bring it up in a C. But the first application's down here, so there's not much left on the brush. And now whatever is left, fluff up to lift the face. Super, super nice. And I do wonder, why is this in a mini? Please release this in big. Maybe it is, I don't know. And now I'm going to take this old eyeshadow brush, which is a nice little highlighter brush, and show you the highlight. I already have a bit of sheen to my face, and I do think that when I picked up that first color, the brush might have gotten a little bit in here. But that is a very beautiful champagne-y, on the subtle side, for Natasha Denona especially. I think you can see it better on this side. Really lovely. I'll do a little here. I haven't done that in a while. I find a highlight down the center of the nose, starting right up here. Right up here, it kind of wakes you up, and down the center of the nose, it's more effective than contouring, because contouring is darn tricky. Let's go on with the Aragon and see what that's all about. I haven't tried these formulas before, but they're really comfortable. There's a sheen to this, and the color itself reminds me very much of Matte Chili, but the sheen to Matte Chili, I don't know if Matte Chili comes in matte, and I don't know much about MAC, if it comes both in matte and, I don't know, cream, but it's not shiny, the one I have, and it's super pigmented. I'm touching very lightly. I do feel that this is not a dupe for Chili. I think Chili has a lot more orange in it. It really looks like Chili, you know, that paprika kind of color. So there it is, you guys. That's my look. I'm not sure if I did a dramatic enough eye for such a dark lip. And I know the idea is if you're going to have a dramatic lip, have a nude eye. I totally get that and I agree with that. But I feel like my lip has unbalanced everything somehow. But this is such an easy palette to do heavier. I want to see, yeah. So I said this will transfer, and it has when I did that lining, and it's transferred in the exact right space. So all I have to do is buff it, and it's giving me a little bit of a socket. I want to show you close up. Isn't that pretty? It's not too much. Maybe it's not every day for a lot of people, but you can really make this palette quite powerful. Again, depending on the depth of your skin tone and your undertones. Let's talk about that. Will this work for someone who has a cool undertone? I don't know that it will, honestly. But take the information and use it. I think the formulas are beautiful. They're very easy to work with, and it's a well-rounded palette, and it's the best palette that I've seen come from NARS. Maybe I missed a couple of things in a while. I don't think I missed anything. I look at the new releases and then think, a little too much, a little too this, a little too that. It's been a while since I got one. This blush, I absolutely love this color. For me, this is staying out right here. It's staying right here. And I'm going to do a little research after I'm done editing and posting this to see if it actually comes in a big size, because it should. It's so nice. And the lipstick, really comfortable. I think a little bit of sheen. Yeah, it's not like a high gloss. It's not like, what are those lips glosses? They're like very, very pigmented vinyl, I think they call them. It's not a vinyl lip. It's very comfortable. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel drying. It also doesn't stay, and it's going to go away if you drink some coffee, but it stays a little bit better than some other things that I've tried. Remember, I did shoot this a couple of days ago. And yeah, let's just take down my hair for effect. I still feel my framing's off. I think that I just ruined everything. What? Wait, that's better. Okay. So I'm basically using this is what happened the other day, where all of a sudden my face color changed because I brought another color in. I was wearing a black shirt and it just ruined everything. I don't know, you guys. But I do know this. I really love the blush. I think this is really comfortable. I'm not sure it's a shade for me, but I'm going to wear it and see if I get used to it. And I think these are really, really lovely. And that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you had a really lovely holiday season, and I wish you all every dream that you want to come true for you in this next year, 2024. And I wish the same for myself. Why not? And that's going to wrap it up. Until the next time, I am wishing you good health.